So I'm on an insurance mission today. And I want to share some more information with you today that is really important to your pocketbook. I mean, really, really important to your pocketbook. Every time you have a policy, an insurance policy, it goes to what is called Clue. Okay, that is a main recording house, just like you have for your medical bills. Well, we have on the in the insurance industry, we have a sort of a clearinghouse where everything on your insurance goes to this one spot. It shows your policies, it shows your premium, it shows the dates that you were insured, it shows any lapse of coverage, and it also shows all of your claims that are paid out by the insurance company, all of them. In the last week, I've had 3 new people I've been working with, and this has happened to all 3 people this week, which is kind of unusual. It doesn't happen normally in this many times at once. And so I thought it was really important to do a video because maybe there's something going on. You never know. So here's what I want you to think about. Because everything is sent to this clearing house, if you will, where everything is recorded about your insurance, anything the insurance company pays out, whether it's an accident, whether it's a windshield claim, or if you rent a car from an accident, whether you have hail damage, whether you have water damage, if you hit an animal, if you hit somebody else, or if somebody hits you and it's not your fault, not your fault, you're still gonna end up paying more premium. The minute your insurance company pays out anything, you have the potential to lose what is called a claims-free discount, and it's 5 years of claims-free, okay? So if you've had nothing happen and your insurance company hasn't paid out a penny for anything, whether it's your fault, not your fault, if it's a windshield, I don't care what it is. If the insurance hasn't paid a penny in 5 years, then you potentially have qualified for a 5-year claims-free discount. Some carriers offer it, most carriers offer it, and most carriers offer you a really big discount. It can be as high as 25% with some carriers. Now, if you, in the last 5 years, have turned in a windshield claim, you lose that discount. If you turn in a $100 towing claim, you lose that discount. If somebody else hit you and damaged your car, you lose that discount. It doesn't matter what happens. Anything happens on your insurance record and your insurance company pays out, or an accident shows up on your record, whether it's your fault or not your fault, you lose that discount. You no longer qualify. You have to have 0 activity for 5 years. Insurance companies are allowed to surcharge you for 3 of the last 5 years of claims history. So we go back 5 years. In this case, we'd be going back to 2020. And in that time from now backward, if you have an accident, insurance companies are allowed to surcharge you for those accidents. Surcharges can be different for at-fault accidents than not at-fault accidents. If somebody hits you and they flee the scene, that's called a hit and run. That goes on your uninsured motorist if you have it, if you've bought it, because it's not required. So even if your car's in the Walmart parking lot, you come out and somebody ran into it and you turn that claim in, it's still going to show up on your loss history, and it's going to take away that 25% discount if that's what you have. Now, on those particular type of claims where somebody hits you and flees and you turn it in under your uninsured motorist, those aren't considered at fault, but they're an accident. Okay, so you're not going to get surcharged for those, but it is going to be considered for your renewal. You're kind of saying, well, wait a minute, you just said I wasn't going to get surcharged. Right, you didn't get surcharged, but the carriers are allowed to consider that at renewal because it's an activity. it's a loss. If you have multiple of those, it becomes a frequency problem. You're having too many of them. Yeah? And the carrier is going to ding you for it. I'm here to categorically tell you this. And I've been doing this for 43 years, okay? The insurance companies are going to ding you for 1 penny they pay out. Okay? Get the message here? Carriers can surcharge you for 3 years. The accidents stay on your record for 5 years. How important is it to be accident free? Well, when the average insured vehicle is $200 a month on average, you tell me, how important is it? It's pretty, $2,400 a year for one car. And that's not with liability. That's only liability and uninsured motorists. That's not including comp and collision if you owe on the car to the bank. That number then goes up to almost $250 if you're lucky. So here's what you need to do, and it is vitally important that you do this at least once a year. You want to go to your carrier and you want to say to them, I want to see my loss history. I want to see what you have paid out on my behalf. And you want to ask for 5 years. And you want to look at that and you want to read it and understand it and make sure that everything on it belongs to you. If it doesn't, you need to challenge it, because it is affecting your rates. And it will affect somebody else who's shopping rates for you, or if you're shopping your own rates and you have incorrect information on this clue report, this loss history report, you're going to pay more for it. I promise you, you're going to be paying a higher premium. So it's like checking your credit. You need to do it at least once a year. At least. I recommend you do it every 6 months, because most auto insurance now renews every 6 months, because the carriers want to get rid of people if they're a bad risk. All you do is call up your agent and say, I would like to get a copy of my loss history report. Now, some agents will have to refer you to the carrier, because some agents can't, depending on their contractual agreement with the carrier, where they'll say to you, well, I can't get it, but you can. You can call the carrier and demand it. The carrier has to release it by law. This is a law. They have to give it to you. So you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to understand what's on your loss history, because the difference can be dramatic. And when I mean dramatic, I mean dramatic. These 3 brand new clients that I'm working with, before we pulled that one report, we were cooking along, saving them money, and then the report showed up and it increased the premium over $1,000. That's $2,000 a year in these cases. That's a lot of money. And sure enough, two of the clients, they're saying the information is wrong on that report. So they went back to the carrier, and now they've asked the carrier to provide to them exactly what's paid out. It is so important. It's just like checking your credit. If you're not doing it, you need to be doing it, and you need to make it part of your routine every year, because it's going to make a difference in your premium. So get on the phone, make those phone calls, and find out whether or not you can even qualify for accident-free discounts. 5 years. It can be 25%. You tell me, is it worth the effort? Yeah, it is.